until Tammy dies, I waited and I saw Lori's energy. I had a vision of her and Chad, and I saw the physical, Chad's physical body, and then in his space, so like in his aura, was Lori's spirit, and she was attached. And anytime I see an attachment like that, it's a dark attachment. It's unhealthy.
All right, let's get to that mens rea, Jamie. You're talking about someone who has a vision that his wife of 2 decades is going to die. And guess what happens? Someone comes by and takes a shot at her while she's in her driveway, apparently misses, doesn't kill her, but then she dies a week later. Meanwhile, he's already having an affair with his future wife, who he marries 10 days after Tammy dies. And before Tammy died, she already bought the wedding ring. How about that? Is that the mens rea that we need?
Vinny, is this the same wife that had the insurance policy for $400,000 or $500,000? We're talking about the same person?
Oh, yeah.
I thought so. Yeah. Look, this is outrageous. Crazy attracts crazy, and I think it's time that as a legal community we start to talk about different sorts of standards as it applies to children hanging around in these sorts of environments. I know that we have the First Amendment. I'm not disputing that the majority of the people that participate in this religion are good folks, but they saw these podcasts taking place. They saw these publications. They saw this man drift into a prepper world and carry on the way he was carrying on. So I think it's a little disingenuous for them now as a community to say this isn't us when they allowed it to take place. We've seen the Jim Jones, we've seen the David Koreshes, we've seen the doomsday cults. We see people who won't treat their children because God tells them not to. And this case is really unfortunate. Somebody could have stepped in. You start talking about zombies, and then the next day you're talking about ridding the world of zombies, and then in that same week you're talking about your children are zombies. Somebody should have rang that bell. The idea that this man was a prophet to his wife's death, well, maybe he was, but the whole thing, quite frankly, is outrageous.
All right, when we come back, we're going to switch gears. All right, last word. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to say that Holly has a really good point, but I want you to think about this. We all think he's crazy because he's talking about zombies and all these strange things and him being this wonderful light. But is that enough for people to think that he mentally was incapable or didn't have the mens rea? So that's just something for us to all think about, because I think Holly is dead on with what she's saying about his friends.
Absolutely. When we come back, we're going to talk about a case out of Georgia.